Hi, I was asked to talk about marriage in a broader context. So, marriage is often spoken about as in tradition or a commitment or even a social expectation, which almost is a kind of, we're compelled to do. But in my experience, at its core, it's an institution of evolution. It was never designed merely for romance. It exists because human beings in isolation remain completely incomplete in their growth. And growth is why we are here on this planet. So marriage brings together two polarities, the masculine polarity and the feminine polarities. And then these two energies meet, something very powerful happens. For instance, your husband brings security, structure, logic, safety, and stability, whereas the wife brings up flow, emotional connection, this amazing playfulness and creativity. And together, when they combine, they are very, very powerful. They seem opposite, but these opposites are not meant to clash, but they're there to refine one another. Where one is impulsive, the other one introduces this groundedness, like how to feel completely grounded. Where one is rigid, the other softens. In these dynamic tensions, something extremely powerful happens. It's called expansion. You only expand through your polarities, through the triggers. You are challenged, mirrored, and if you're really willing to transform, that's one of the ways on this planet to get about it. That's why marriage, when it feels very difficult, it's not because it's flawed, but it's because it is working, that it's meant to do that. It exposes your unconscious patterns, your hidden fears, your deep insecurities. Everything stands in the way of your evolution. Look deeper and you will know how important it is. And I've seen this in my own life when I was choosing to get married. It actually didn't come from this place where I didn't approach it from where I felt desperate or I felt that there was some lack in my life. I simply turned inward. I prayed. I set a very clear intention that I am ready. I'm ready to share my life and evolve with somebody I love. I spoke about it to a few, close friends and my family, perhaps, grounded in reality. And then, by the grace of God, almost effortlessly, the right person appeared when I actually least expected. From the space, from the place where it appeared, from the person he was, it was just not when I expect what I expected. But the key difference is that you feel that you're complete in your skin. You feel very comfortable in yourself, and not because the person is completing you, but you are ready to co-create with someone who was equally aligned. So beyond everything, marriage actually creates stability for procreation also, where you're raising a family, the next generation, in complete harmony and love. And at the same time, as I said, the opposites are there, but they are just very, they're in balance. So the partnership leads to growth. And then the question then becomes that your what you should look for in a partner. I would say look beyond the surface compatibility. Seek someone who is self aware, someone who is also committed equally to their inner work and growth. As well as that, emotional maturity is very important. It doesn't mean that you're looking for perfection, certainly not. It's the ability to take responsibility, to communicate with clarity, and to regulate one's inner world. And we seek that alignment in values, not necessarily identical beliefs and values, but something which which will have a like shared direction. It's a mutual respect for growth and truth and depth, because marriage is not about finding someone to really complete you, but it's about something who's it's finding someone who's willing to work with you. It's who's willing to evolve alongside you. And when two different polarities, different individuals consciously choose growth, marriage transforms. It's very powerful and it's beautiful. From a contract into this catalyst, which is there for our evolution and evolution at large, as as a planet. And then I think great, amazing things start to happen. So it doesn't mean that human beings, when living together, they won't fight, or they won't argue, or they won't have a difference of opinions. Of course, you will have. You'll have to agree to disagree. But the common ground is that everything your partner is triggering you off or from, it's there for you to go to your next level. So do not take it as a marriage isn't working. Work on yourself and look beyond that. Why is my partner triggering me, and what needs to look being resolved in myself. That's the key factor of being married and learning from it. Thank you very much for listening.